Have you ever read something in the Bible that felt like it was written just for you for this exact moment? Psalm 37 is one of those chapters. It's not something you just read quickly. It's something you let sit with you, like a warm cup of coffee on a hard morning. It starts with a command that feels almost impossible in today's world. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. In plain language, it's telling us to stop stressing out and getting bitter because people who do wrong seem to be winning. It's so easy to look around, scroll through our feeds, and see people cutting corners, being unkind, or just living for themselves, and they seem to be thriving. It can make you feel like you're doing something wrong by trying to do what's right. But David, the writer of this psalm, immediately tells us why we shouldn't worry. He says, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb." Think about that for a second. In our world of viral fame, fast money, and filtered perfection, this verse pulls us back to reality. Trends fade, power shifts. What's popular today is forgotten tomorrow. But character, integrity, and faith, those things last long after the noise dies down. Then, the psalm gives us one of the most beautiful instructions in all of Scripture. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say, figure everything out. It doesn't say, fight everyone who has wronged you. It simply says, trust God, keep doing good, and let Him handle the long-term results. For you and me today, that means we don't have to become hard just because life has been hard. You can stay kind without being naive. You can be faithful without being passive. You can remain steady without becoming bitter. Your job is to trust and do good. God's job is everything else. David continues with another famous verse. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Now, this verse is often misunderstood. It's not a promise that God will act like a cosmic vending machine for our wishes. It's so much deeper. When God Himself becomes your delight, when just knowing Him is your greatest joy, your desires slowly begin to line up with His heart. You start wanting the things that truly heal and fulfill you, instead of the things that only distract you. In our restless, scrolling culture, delighting in the Lord is a quiet act of rebellion. It's choosing His presence over panic and prayer over constant comparison. Then comes verse 5. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. The word commit here means to roll something onto someone else. It's an invitation to place your path, your future, your broken pieces, and even your unanswered questions into His hands. It's not just for the Sunday version of you. It's for the tired, confused, lonely, and sometimes discouraged version too. And yes, that version of you is always welcome. David then adds, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Waiting has to be one of the hardest spiritual disciplines in modern life. We can get food in minutes, messages in seconds, and entertainment in an endless stream. But real healing, true restoration, and deep change still take time. God has not forgotten you, just because the clock on the wall feels loud and your patience feels thin. Waiting on Him isn't passive. It's an active trust that His timing is perfect. The psalm also addresses our anger. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. When injustice hurts you, when rejection stings, when people misunderstand your heart, anger is a very natural and tempting response. David isn't denying our pain. He's protecting our souls. Unchecked anger has a way of quietly pushing us to become the very thing that wounded us. God doesn't want your story to be shaped by what others did wrong. He wants it to be shaped by what He is doing right in you. David repeats his core message. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. In a world that prizes taking control, waiting on God is a profound statement of faith. It's choosing to trust His sovereignty when you could be trying to manipulate every outcome yourself. Waiting is not weakness. It is strength under control. Now, here is one of the most comforting lines for anyone who feels like they falling behind. Verse 16 says, A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Our culture loudly measures success by money, followers, status, and visibility. But God's economy is different. He measures peace, integrity, faithfulness, and love. You can have less of what the world values and still have so much more if what you have includes God's presence and a clean conscience. David then gives us this incredible promise in verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. This isn't about being perfect, it's about your direction. Your steps are not random. Even the ones that feel slow, the ones that feel painful, the ones that look like frustrating detours, God is ordering them. He's involved in the journey, not just the destination. And what about when we mess up? What about our failures? Verse 24 speaks directly to that fear. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. You will stumble. You will get tired. You will misunderstand things sometimes. But you will not be abandoned. God doesn't drop his children when they trip. He holds their hand and lifts them back up. Looking back over his own long life, David makes a powerful testimony in verse 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. This isn't a prosperity gospel promise of luxury. It's a beautiful testimony of God's faithful provision. God may not always give you what is flashy, but he is always faithful to give what sustains. So today, if your resources feel stretched, if your responsibilities feel heavy, or if your heart just feels tired, remember you are not invisible to your provider. The psalm continues to reassure us. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. People may walk away, situations may shift, relationships can fracture, but God does not quietly exit your life when things get complicated. He stays. He is constant. His call to us is simple but deeply challenging. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. In our time, evil is often packaged attractively. It's normalized, justified, and sometimes even celebrated. But God still gently calls his people to live differently, not to be louder or harsher, but to be holier and kinder. Then, David repeats the theme of waiting, but adds a promise. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. Promotion from God is never rushed, and it's never hollow. When God lifts you up, he also shapes your character so that you can carry the weight of what he gives you. David admits he has seen wicked people thrive, at least for a while. He says, I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. But then he adds, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Temporary success can look incredibly impressive, but eternal security is so much better. And finally, the psalm gently closes with a vision of deep hope. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Notice the final reward. It's not applause. It's not revenge. It's not public recognition. The end of a life lived for God is peace. In a world full of noise, pressure, and uncertainty, peace is not a small thing. It is priceless. The psalm ends by reminding us exactly where that peace comes from. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. It's not your own endurance. It's not your cleverness. It's not your emotional toughness. The Lord is your strength. And yes, even on the days you feel you have very little left, he still has more than enough. Psalm 37 teaches us how to live without being consumed by injustice, disappointment, or delay. It teaches us to trust when life feels unfair, to wait when life feels slow, and to keep doing good when life feels heavy. It teaches us to believe that God is still writing a faithful ending, even when the middle of the story feels messy. And that isn't just ancient wisdom. That is survival truth for today. Thanks for watching. I hope this was an encouragement to you. If it was, feel free to share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.